Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to a new video, and this one is actually a recording of a full training session with a coaching student in the coaching program. So if you're interested in joining the coaching program, you can just visit the link below, schedule a call, and we'll see if you're qualified for it. But really what we're talking about in this coaching session is how to get results for clients, and his specific clients is orthodontists, so we actually go a bit in depth into Facebook advertising and how it actually works and all that sort of stuff. We also go in depth on how to actually get clients reaching out to you instead of vice versa, how to actually build a platform for yourself so that almost on autopilot, clients are coming to you, okay? And that's really what I want to help my students build. That's what the course talks about. That's what I try to talk about on this channel, is building channels of attention so that people are coming to you, okay? And you can do some cold outreach, and that's totally fine. And I do it still. And I mean, I recently booked a client that I did cold outreach for. But that being said, if you can build a platform, it's much easier. So we're talking about that. And we've got a bunch of other incredibly valuable things on this call that I really just recommend you sit down, get a pen and a notepad, and you actually listen to this thing. Because, you know, the student, Keaton, paid a lot of money to have this call, and I'm just giving it away for free, and luckily he's totally cool with that. Keaton's agency is growing at a really rapid rate right now, and he's been one of the successful students in the coaching program. And yeah, I'm just happy to have him on the channel, happy to have his coaching call up, and hopefully you can learn from it. So be sure to take notes, leave any comments if you have any questions. I will get back to you. Check out the coaching program if you'd like to be a part of that, or if you want, again, a work at your own pace sort of style thing, you can go with the course, which is in beta right now. And yeah, that's about it. So excited for you guys to watch. Hopefully you get a lot of value from it, and yeah, enjoy. So first, update me since our last meeting, man. How have things been?
So I've just been, yeah, honestly, like trying to get as many meetings as I can. So I posted in that group, like I told you, got a couple meetings out of that. I almost closed the one guy, but he like somehow found someone in between when we planned the meeting and then when we had the meeting,
Hmm.
which is a bummer.
Really?
But then I have another one tonight with an insurance agent, and then possibly a couple more will come out of that. So I upsold the orthodontist because the click to call ad wasn't working.
Hmm.
That's what they wanted. Like they want them to call in. So I like created a little funnel within Messenger that's should work pretty well. And I like really wanted to work and to keep them on as a client. So I ended up paying for some professional copywriting, and then so it's doing decently well. But not as well as I hoped.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I have that on the agenda, and then just to talk about that part of things. And yeah, other than that, oh yeah, well, there's a couple other things, but we can just hit them as we go. That works.
Okay, cool. So, weird question, but would you say things are going up or down, or are they staying stagnant?
I would say like I'm gaining momentum. I just want to make sure that I don't plateau.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, my perspective on you is there's no way to plateau unless the only way you could possibly plateau right now
Hmm.
is by not continuing to do outreach and then not getting great results or
Yeah.
decent results, semi-decent. Like
Hmm.
1.5x ROI is like the minimum for all your
Okay.
clients right now, you know? That's the
Hmm.
bare freaking minimum.
Hmm.
So, all right,
Okay.
cool.
That's good to think about those two things.
Yeah, yeah. That's all you got to focus on, man. All right, sweet. So your biggest problem right now, once you have the meeting, you're sure you can have a really good close rate, but getting the meeting, toughest part, thoughts, ideas, you're missing something. Um, and you just keep on going. Also, add to this, you know, and not getting
Sorry.
ahead. No, you're good. There you go. All right, cool. Want to make sure that's
No,
clear.
yeah. I was just making sure. I was like trying to pay attention to what you were saying and writing at the same time.
I was trying to pay attention to what you're writing and trying to pay attention to what I'm saying. So,
Yeah.
yeah. The thoughts, ideas on like getting more people in the agency. Um, well, I mean, what have you been doing up to this point? And I think, you know, I'm just gonna show you here like what I would do in your position. Just look at the past month or so, like what's worked, what hasn't, and just like iterate off of it. So I mean, what has worked for you? Let's just think about that for a sec.
Hmm. I think like leveraging the warm market, which I've been trying to do more of, like just reaching out. I don't know, like finding the balance between like not being that annoying MLM person, but also like hey, I'm starting a business, and so I've been like posting more, which is actually helpful. I've had a few people reach out that I know. Um, but yeah, I guess actually, yeah, I've had quite like 3 people reach out that I know that are having like potentially another um they're like contractors, like a contractor. So I've been like, yeah, both of them are contractors actually, the people that reached out.
Okay.
But trying not to take on like failing businesses
Hmm.
and like be, yeah, I don't know. I'm like trying to find the balance between.
Then this is a method that I'm gonna implement into my course for like organic attraction,
Mhm.
and it's something that I'm learning in up level consulting. So I hopped in there recently. If you saw that,
Yeah, I did.
yeah, it's amazing. And so here, I'm gonna send it your way over WhatsApp.
Okay.
This is his method basically for organic attraction. And in up level, he talks about like don't even like the way you sell a course is the same way you sell a service, except on the sales call you just say I've got a course and a program that'll do this for you instead of and then if you build a program right, you can actually charge more for a program than you can for a service. And I'm like, I didn't know anything about that, you know. And so I'm
Yeah.
gonna get my program up to like that $2,000 level, and it's gonna be like more than most coaching students, but not all, right? And then
Yeah.
so check this out though. This is basically what he's talking about. So and I sent you a screenshot. It's coming up on your WhatsApp now. And basically, he just talks about building a platform for yourself however you possibly can. So, what you're going to want to do is, he uses LinkedIn and Facebook as examples, but, for me, I contextualized it to me with my YouTube,
Mhm.
where, like, I'm building a platform and then I just add people as contacts through whatever means the platform allows you to. With LinkedIn, it's LinkedIn connections, Facebook, it's Facebook friends. And then you just post like content on whatever platform it is, and then you start conversations and get people into chats, and then this is instead of 15-minute chats or value videos, you would do the value add session, right? Which because that's what I teach,
Mhm.
and then you close them from there. And so really you're just trying to build like that platform for yourself. And I think that's a great next step for you is to start actually going around and very intentionally networking with these people. And like a good rule of thumb, and this is
Mhm.
what I'm doing right now for my agency, and it's why I've got so many meetings right now. You should not go 2 hours without talking to somebody who's on that list of like potential leads, or just networking with them or giving them advice or whatever. Like it should be a very constant movement for you. And so
Mhm.
for me, like that post into the ClickFunnels group, it got like 350 likes. You saw it, and then it's
Oh,
got like 80 comments, right?
dang.
And it's like I just messaged all of them. I was like, "Yo, what's up? How you doing? Like, how can I help you? Are you a coach? If you're coaching, what's your topic? How much do you charge? I'd love to talk about that. You want to check out my funnel? Yeah, actually, I do run an agency. Would you like to grab a meeting? Sure. Now we got the meeting. Now I have the meeting today with like it's right after you have the meeting with $50,000 a month coach.
Yeah.
It's just like because I just started the conversation, you
Mhm.
know. So I think for you, with your niche, like orthodontists aren't as Facebook savvy, but they're Facebook savvy enough that
Mhm.
you could still get some really good conversations going. So that's what I recommend doing. And that little blueprint there that I sent you is really, really powerful. And just in
Yeah.
case I use this recording session, there's just in case I use this recording for anything else, there's the
Yeah.
blueprint right there for those of you watching this later. It's a Facebook
Yeah.
group, friends to
I
message.
like that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it makes a lot of sense, and it's more like uh like building something that's going to bring in leads
Hmm.
continually instead of like hunting, which is just like I feel like sending cold emails or cold calling is like,
And
you know,
it decently works, but like even with like the Instagram DM like video that I sent,
yeah,
that guy, like, I'm sure he's already heard of me. He's followed so many people I follow, and I follow so many people that he follows. And I think at one point he was following me, and now he's not. And it's like, there was already he was already semi warm, so it's not like a true cold outreach. And I think cold is completely and totally like romanticized. It's not necessary. Build a small platform,
Mhm.
even if it's just an email list. Like I think running a free PDF download and spending $500 building an email list will
Mhm.
be a lot better than doing 6 months of cold, because then you just market to that email list and get sessions with them or
Mhm.
market other content to them. So like that to me like makes a lot more sense, you know.
When we
So
say building the email list, you mean like ads to?
that's just a random example I put on my butt, but yes, like building a PDF for orthodontists to learn how to use Facebook ads, and then
Mhm.
you run that to orthodontist practices on Facebook, and then they download the PDF as a lead magnet. You get them on an email list, and you market to that email list. You build it up to like 300 people or whatever, and then you quote cold outreach to those people because they're already warm. You
Yeah.
know,
All right.
you just one at a time go to them.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying? So like just think about building a platform. Don't think about, sending a shot in the dark. Think about like instead of, sending a shot in the dark, you get what you're shooting at towards you however you can and just make it easy to reach, you know.
Yeah, I like that. And it's like more natural selection versus like me, yeah, reaching out to every other, I don't know, whatever business.
Uh,
So another idea I've had is making a Facebook group, like because I got kicked out of that Facebook group or like they blocked me from it, like making a Facebook group for orthodontists and inviting them into it.
totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Why not? Give it a
How
shot.
how
You know,
would you invite them?
you would start conversations with them one on one, man.
Okay.
And just really take that, be very intentional about that. There's nothing even stopping you from putting out a little bit of YouTube content. I mean, in a perfect world, we build a funnel where we spend $400 to acquire a customer, and then we just, you're very familiar with that concept.
Hmm.
But for now, we do just have to get like cash flow. You put that on your agenda, cash flow going. We have
Yeah.
to get clients in the door. So for you, I would pick three of these methods that we've talked about and play with them for the next 2 months to 6 months. And whichever one does the most damage, commit to it for the next 3 years. You
Got
know,
it.
like
Yeah.
that's all you have to do. And
Mhm.
so, whether it's building a small YouTube platform, Facebook group, running PDF ads, whatever, these are all completely viable methods of building a platform for yourself. So,
Yeah.
a lot of people are envious of, talented cold outreach people. I'm super not, because it's like they spend so much time in the dark,
Yeah.
just for one little glimmer of light.
Yeah. And something cool that I thought you might like. So I've been posting more just about like the agency and what I'm doing.
Mm.
Like Sam says to do in the accelerator. And I had this guy reach out to me. He's like got a ton of health problems and like he stays home a lot. And he's like, you should cold call businesses. And I was like, oh, I have been. He's like, I'll do it for you. I was like, what do you charge? He's like, oh, I'll do it for free. Unless I don't like it, then I'll charge you. So I found a free employee this week.
Sweet. All right. We'll see if it
Yeah.
works any good.
Yeah. He's like super networked with like the medical community out in DC.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like if anything, it'll turn into at least one client, but he knows a ton of people. So
Cool.
pretty sweet.
That is cool. Yeah. Heck yeah. I mean, and he could cold call and like leverage his already existing network is what you're saying, right? Like he's already sort of
Yeah.
got a warm market. Yeah. Dope. Heck yeah. Give him a little
Yeah.
referral fee, man. Say, hey, we'll do all the work and you just represent.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, dude. I'm stoked about it.
That's cool.
Yeah, I like this idea of building a small platform. That's like, I think that's what I'm missing or what I have been missing because I'm like, at first I was just so focused on like find a client. And
Mm-hmm.
then like, since I found that one and hopefully they'll stay on, like, I mean, I do have my family business, but that's not a ton of cash flow.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
What'd you pay that virtual assistant by? You charged the business $2,500 for the website, and you paid the virtual assistant how much? So much,
yeah.
$300. So you kept 2,200.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, that's even proof of concept right there. If you can get a testimonial, an unbiased testimonial from your family, you could even be selling that on the side. There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that. If orthodontist practices, you can upsell that to orthodontists. You know,
Yeah.
that's your niche. So there's all kinds of little mini opportunities connecting there.
So this brings me to the next thing right here. Um, so it's something cool I ran into. I'll just read this to you. Uh, the idea of helping local businesses get more 5-star reviews as the bottom of the value ladder plan, just volume of the value ladder, because a lot of business owners know it's important, but they have no clue how to do it. So it was this guy that joined Brent's inner circle, and like they came up with this plan because his agency was just struggling so much, and because they feed the bottom of the value ladder with this, like it's only like $250 a month. Like they just crush it, and
Yeah,
like
I think it's a bad idea. I think what's interesting is, okay, so I'm going to speak to that idea. I want to speak to something after it though.
okay,
Great idea. One of my mentors out in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I mean, you've seen me visit their place. You saw my story. I did a video with them.
yeah,
They do the same thing. Maybe I've told you about that, where they get people on Google Maps for
yeah,
free. And they've
yeah,
with like 80% of the local businesses that weren't on Google Maps are on Google Maps because of them. And so they can establish like a really good relationship with them on the first. But the problem is they don't specialize. So then they're like doing all kinds of random services for different businesses, and they become really bloated. That's the
yeah,
only problem with that model is it's not keyed in. But if you did that for orthodontist practices, that's
yeah,
and so the thing I wanted to say after that is, first, it's a very good idea. I say establishing your value ladder, and we're both clear on what value ladder means, right? Like where it's like you have a cheap, then a next step, then a next step, then a next step, and you have your highest and lowest ticket almost on, yeah, okay. And you just want to have people ascend that. So yeah, with yours, like I think establishing that value ladder, even having a super high ticket, like for me right now, my agency doesn't have a proper value ladder yet. Like I need to do that. Like that's a good next step for me, even, is just to have that ascension. But the next thing I wanted to say is these are all valid, good ideas. I think if any of them were put into play and given a month to 3 months of commitment, they'd all work.
yeah.
You know?
That's a good point.
Yeah. So you're at the stage in your coaching where now I'm like, I want to keep pushing you. Like I really just want to keep pushing you to keep putting these things in place, because it's not so much anymore for me about getting you from 0 to 1. You're at 1, if not arguably like 1.5 or 2. It's like, all right, I want to get you to like 10. You're still at like the 3.5K mark. I want to get you to like 8, 9, 10. And the way that we do that is by just like finding one little system that works and just churning it for everything it's got. And it means building your platform, establishing your value ladder, and maybe even building a team of at least one person. Those are the sort of the next 3 things that I see on your radar. So,
okay, yeah. Like platform, value ladder, and team.
Yeah, at least one, just to do the work so you can continue selling.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all you got to focus on, to be honest with you. Build your platform, establish a value ladder that works, and build a team of at least one. If you focus on those 3 things, you're good.
Okay.
Yeah. Sweet. So this is the next thing on your agenda here. You said how to get indoctrination / free content to the right people without paid ads. So how to get indoctrination content basically to the right people?
Yeah. So, like the thought behind this is what I've been like ruminating on over the weekend, is like the reason I was able to close anybody that I've been able to close is because they already trust me. And that's like the concept of the value add meeting. So I'm just thinking about like the cold outreach that I have done has just been really, it's like they have no reason to trust me up front. So why, like I get why people don't want to schedule a meeting with me, because they have no concept of like who I am or why I'm reaching out, except that I'm from what I'm saying. So I'm just thinking if I can provide them value up front, like these videos that you're sending or something else more that's like, hey, this is free. Like, what is it? I mean, I guess I could just try it, but just like sending like, hey,
yeah, just try educating on your first approach. That's one approach you could take. The next approach is, as you build your platform, giving these things away for free, so like in your Facebook group, do like a weekly live Q&A, or like, I mean, even if you have 20 people, message them all. Every single person in this group matters, because every single person is a potential $1,500 to $3,000 a month client for you. Okay.
Yeah.
So treat every single person like gold, be very intentional with each relationship. And whether it's a Facebook group, a Facebook, like your personal feed, if it's a LinkedIn page, I don't care. It's more so the principle of how you handle the people, right? It's that upfront value and making sure that they trust you quickly. And so Q&As are a great way to go. writing a small ebook, that's fine. Give it out for free left and right. Recording a couple pieces of content is fine. Anything like that is good, as long as it places you as an authority figure on this in the space, you know. Um, so I think I think this question, how to get free indoctrinating like content to the right people, is not so much a question of how to get of what you said. It's more so like the next step. Like it is easily solved as we build your platform, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because in order to be building your platform, you have to be bringing value. So it's almost like that is what we have to do.
Yeah.
So I would just put some really valuable posts onto your personal Facebook feed, and you can actually segregate your list of friends if you don't want family or friends to be seeing it, which I totally understand. Some people they don't like certain people seeing the business stuff. Get on your phone, you can segregate them.
Yeah.
And I think you've seen that before. I think Accelerator talks about that, like segregate your lists, and post some really valuable things onto your Facebook feed. And then, everybody that likes, comments it, reply to the comment with, hey, I've got a free Facebook group if you want more stuff like this. My personal feed's one thing, but the stuff I share in this group is a whole other level.
Yeah.
Like that's how you get people in, and then you just start adding friends and sending messages and posting in groups, and and that's
the power of social media right there.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I like it. Do you think that I don't know, I should stick with the niche, right? Or should I broaden it a little bit? Like any kind of medical practice or like.
Well, what is wrong with the niche right now?
Just that I haven't been able to get anybody else from cold outreach is my main thing.
Yeah. So I think, again, it's not the niche, it's how you approach it. Okay. And that's every single business ever.
I like that.
Like if in 1999 people were like asking like Bezos, for example, this is like a super cheesy example, like asking Bezos, like, what do you think about like the e-commerce niche? Like he'd be like, oh, well, I think it's amazing. I only know how to sell books right now. And, we're a super small, lean company. I like it. Like that it's not so much, but it's what he's done with it and how he's treated every opportunity within it that has turned it into e-commerce as it is today. So like with the orthodontist stuff, it's like, for me, why change? If you have proof of concept, it's like, it's not so much, the niche, it's more so how you're approaching it. And if you can get, orthodontist business owners to align with your messaging and get them in a Facebook group, that's pretty powerful, even if it's only like 50, 60, it doesn't have to be 3,000 people, because even then you at least have a list of people that are interested in you that you can message directly. And that's powerful, like whenever I need money, like for me, because I've built my platform, I can just go through my Instagram followers and send direct messages and be like, yo, what's good? Like, and it's just like things happen, just starting those conversations.
Yeah, it's true. Like, and you think about like Russell Brunson, like he launches something new every other week, and the reason he makes money off of everything is because he has those platforms.
So he has a platform. There's nothing special about his launches anymore, to be honest with you. He's just built an amazing platform.
Yeah. And
I don't even like the model of launching something every other week. It's just he has to, because that's what his audience expects now. It's like, good on him, yes.
Yeah. But I like that a lot, that it's just, I don't know, like my platform's super small, your platform's small compared to Brunson's, but it's big enough to where you can just say, I want to make $3,000 today and go out and do it. Yeah,
I can do that. If I ever want to make a couple grand, I can be like, all right, I'm just gonna hit some people up, see what's good, and things will move.
Yeah.
And it really is a game of building your platform, man. I think that's the conversation that isn't being had, that I want in my program. And I'm putting it in my program, is that conversation, and then more on YouTube of just like platform building and platform focused marketing of like it's like, it's so much better than cold outreach, and it's so much easier too. It's a weird thing. I don't know why gurus I hate that word, but you know what I'm talking about. They say like cold calling is like the thing. I'm like, dude, it's so much easier to teach people how to build a platform, and they get better results with it. It's like,
And it's
why would you hate
exponential versus like, I don't know, you call 10 businesses and you call 10 businesses, but you reach out to 10 people and friend them on Facebook and you have like infinite amounts of potential from
like
that.
potential? Because it's untrackably infinite, the amount of potential, because it's like I could, like right now, I mean, I've spent coming up on $3,000 on like YouTube pre-roll just to build the channel.
Uh-huh.
That's been like 30x ROI for me or something like that. Because it's like they're just seeing the videos and then they're just like, man, this guy's smart and I want to get his coaching or his course or maybe even work in the agency or be a client or whatever. And it's
Mm-hmm.
just like I'm just feeding the platform. It's like literally the most like sloppy way to possibly build a brand. There's no funnel. It's just like, hey, come check out the channel. And
Uh-huh.
because I'm building that platform though, I have revenue. And
Yeah.
I'm more so talking about the education side, but the agency, my platform is that email list from like the phones. That's my biggest like platform.
Mm-hmm.
Besides that, my brand does some heavy lifting, but not a lot because I'm more so focused on the education side.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I'd like to change that soon. As I get the course automated, I can sort of begin to focus a bit more on agency content.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I hope I'm helping you. I hope I'm
No,
helping you out here.
for sure, dude. That's it. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And I think like all the pieces are coming together for me. And I'm glad that it hasn't taken like 6 months of cold calling for me to be like, oh, wow, there's a better way.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it's less immediate. And that's probably why a lot of people do it. But honestly, it's like not that much less immediate. And it, like, I don't know, what you
It's probably
do
like,
this week turns
yeah,
into revenue next week.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Like the question you should be asking is not so much what can I do today to get a client today? It's like
Mm-hmm.
what can I do this month, this week, and today to set up systems that will make it easier for me to get clients 6 months from now. Like
Yeah.
that's the question.
Yeah.
You
The
know,
like small, like under the radar wins that turn into big wins later.
that's totally what you need to focus on right now, dude.
Yeah, that's sweet. Okay. I love that.
All right. So you're saying running $1 a day ad to generate awareness in a warm market. Again, we're talking about platforms. I mean, it could work. Get the messaging, get the targeting right, get the lead magnet right, whatever it is that yeah, sure, it could work. If you're going to just do a broad awareness thing, a great way to do it, man, is it's called carpet bombing, and a brand that I know the owner of. He's a great friend of mine, my dad's. He's an amazing dude. His name's Brett, and he founded Dynasty Toys, which is this like multi 8-figure e-commerce brand, and he had like $400 to start with. Okay. And what he did basically is he started flipping stuff on eBay, got some cash flow, and then he private labeled it on Amazon and got a little more cash flow. And once he was at a good point and he had like 30 grand to play with, and that's a big jump. Okay. But once he had the 30 grand to play with, he basically just like recorded a video of him and his daughter playing with these laser tag guns, which is what they sell. And they just targeted everybody on Facebook, like literally whoever, and
Yeah.
then just pixeled whoever watched past like 90% of the video, and that
Yeah.
was your retargeting audience, you know?
Yeah.
And then that's what took them from like a 5x 6-figure brand to like a multi 8-figure brand. It's because they did that, and then they also used the ManyChat comment tool. So anybody who commented got a message from the Dynasty brand saying,
Oh, wow.
"Oh, you're interested." And so they spent like $1,000 a day or something. And so like there's really smart ways to go about it. If you're going
Yeah.
to build a warm audience, it's
Mhm.
like there's so many ways you can do that. So
Yeah. And that's, I don't know if I told you, but like I reached out to Jason Wardrop and he gave me free access to his course. And that's something that he's like, this is optional, but it like really, really helps. And he's speaking to realtors mostly,
mhm.
but he like, yeah, he's just like, he's run something. It's got like 300,000 views now and it's just $1 a day. And like people know about him because of it. So
Mhm.
yeah, I think there's something to be said for that. I don't know exactly how to.
That slow, steady build of a warm market. Why not? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's smart. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's something I could be doing for sure. Well, I am doing it in a way with the pre-roll and
Mhm.
various other things. If you visit the coaching landing page or if you visit the agency landing page or any of my landing pages with a clear call to action and a sales process, You literally can't avoid my ads for 60 days.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm like, I feel bad Trey's paying for me to see this.
Well, there's no way for me to custom conversion you being in the program, so you still get the ads.
Yeah, I know.
Pretty
No
funny.
worries.
I don't care. I think it's great. I think it's cool that my students can study it too. A lot of people have actually like looked at that and been like, "What's going on?" And
Yeah.
because it's the same, and you're at the level now where I can say this and it makes sense that like the course, the agency, the coaching, the everything is it's the same. It's like the
Yeah.
same. It's the same conversation. It's just a different messaging throughout the way. It's so weird. Like I would not have known that.
Mm-hmm.
Now I get it. It's like it all interconnects.
It's
It's
fine.
like it's literally you can use the same funnel and just change words and change messaging and change targeting and sell a completely different product. It's about the process of qualifying leads and removing ones that won't work for your offer. That's what the process is. But
And doing that in the most like time efficient way.
time efficient, money efficient. Yeah.
Leveraged. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Cool.
All right. So you're talking about cash flow. You said you need more cash flow right now. The ads for the orthodontist are going all right after the upsell, but not amazingly well. How to make sure to keep them on as a client. So is this a question about cash flow or the orthodontist client or kind of both? It seems
It's
like.
like I'm nervous that if it's not like amazing results, then I'm not gonna have the cash flow from them because it was like a 1 month setup thing.
Well, what did you promise them? What did you guarantee any results?
No, I estimated like we'd be able to get this cost per lead, and it's like honestly I think it's because of like the long weekend. But like I had 3 hits on the ad really early, and then since then I haven't had anything. So I'm gonna let that run, and then I'm gonna have like set up another one.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
well then that's the thing is satisfaction is based purely on the standard at which you set in the first place. So like
Mhm.
if you think you can deliver 50, promise
Mhm.
like 10 and then deliver 40 or 50, you know?
Yeah.
So like, I'm always underestimating what I think I could do for clients, and that really helps. And it gets me maybe less sales, but it gets me way better happy clients, which turns into more sales later. Again, it's the conversation of what am I doing now that sets me up 6 months to a year from now, right? So that's the first thing. And then second of all, you know, well, let's actually take a look at the campaign. Do you mind sharing your screen? I'd like to actually see.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so what is the objective of this campaign? Like, what's it running for? What have you done?
So there's like a special on Invisalign that we're set that.
Okay.
Sorry, it's loading.
You're good.
Um, yeah, so it's just like $500 off Invisalign, and yeah, so what I've done so far is like video views.
I still can't see your screen.
I haven't started sharing it. It's like still loading.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. Gotcha. I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell if you thought I was able to see it or not.
No.
Yeah. I want to be able to see your screen before you start talking. I want to see the metrics and stuff.
Yeah, let me try it again.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Okay, so
Can you go to not instead of go to add go to the top left thing and click the top left bar.
this
No. Yeah, open the menu. I don't this yeah,
this is the new ads manager. It looks like
this. Okay. Whatever.
sorry.
That's all right.
You like can't even read this.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. So I've just been doing like I think I'm spending $3 a day on this, like pushing this video,
Mhm.
um, which is like going decently well. And then in the past I was like retargeting that audience.
Mhm.
Um, and then this campaign is just like click to messenger.
Mhm.
Um, and I took their email list, and I'm targeting everyone on the email list, and
How big's the email list?
5,000.
You can cover that with like $5 a day. You don't have to be spending this much. Spending
Okay.
$20 a day, you can $250 per ad set. You'd reach the whole thing.
Okay. So
Yes.
I look-aliked it as well.
Oh, you look alike did. Okay. Yeah. In which case, yeah. Then
Okay. So
so
this
it's
is
10 per every $10 a day per 10,000 on the list is sort of like a general rule
okay. $10 a day per 10,000 on the list.
for retargeting. I believe, is that right? I think I can't tell if it's retargeting or cold, but that's like I heard that somewhere and I've stuck to it and it works. So
Okay. Yeah, so I don't know, it's like honestly I just think it's the weekend. I'm like kind of nervous, but
mhm.
hopefully it's not the weekend. But it's had like a lot, like there's people sharing it, commenting, and it's probably because they know the brand, which is good.
Mhm.
And then I've had, I think, one person schedule a consultation out of it so far, which we've only spent like not even $200 yet. So they're more than, like, way more than breaking even on that.
Mhm.
Um, but I'm like trying to figure out, because I commented in the accelerator group, like, hey, I've been watching the Facebook training by Sam, but it seems more like worldwide. Like, it is for consultants, but like for local business, what do you recommend? And they said like no lookalikes, no custom audiences, um, like just basically like get an ad set that's 500,000 to 1 million and push it to that audience.
Mhm. Okay, so let me ask specifics here. What's the metric that you're looking at that's making you feel a little bit unhappy with this campaign?
Just that there haven't been any hits since Friday.
Okay, and so you've only gotten 3 messaging conversations started. That's like the messaging conversations is what you're really looking for here.
Yeah, and I mean one of them was like you one of them was like a competitor that I reached out to, like checking out the ad. And then another one was like, you did my braces, thank you. And then two of them were real.
Whoops. Yeah. So let's backtrack then.
Okay.
At what point in this funnel that we've set up would people be falling off the bandwagon? Like, what's because we start with the video, and do you mind showing me the video?
Um, it's just like
Wait, you're spending $2 a day on cold, and you're spending 10 on retargeting.
so I'm not retargeting. This one's not retargeting anymore. The 10
Oh,
is,
that's just cold. I thought you were doing video and then watch time to a retargeting audience.
I was with the call ad, but it didn't work. And
Okay.
so I guess I could retarget the videos again,
Mm-hmm.
which could potentially do well, but I didn't do it because I um, just wanted to do the customer file and the lookalike and see how that would perform.
Okay. So
Do you
this
want to watch this?
is Dr. Thompson's story then.
It's just like a
So
1 minute video. Yeah. This is what, like in my research, what's pulled really well for orthodontists.
yeah. Have you thought about doing, because your top of funnel defines the end of the relationship too. So if they were buying something directly from, like if they were buying Dr. Thompson's story time, that might make more sense. But like having a story is fine, but it's
Mm-hmm.
like if you're trying to sell Invisalign,
Mm-hmm.
have a 1 minute video where Dr. Thompson is doing an Invisalign or at least talking about Invisalign
Mm-hmm.
and like are making jokes about Invisalign or I don't know. It needs to be more related to the end goal, first of all.
Got
And,
it. I
and you
like
know what I'm saying? And then second of all, it maybe even needs to be like I love the organic nature of it though. I love the phone thing. You've got that right. I
mm-hmm.
mean, he's like making it this symbol already, so I can tell it's just like a really chill video, and that's what it needs to be.
Yeah.
But I think also it could even be a testimonial from an Invisalign user. And it doesn't even have to be somebody from their Thompson Orthodontics place. It could just be like, because if you're trying to sell Invisalign, you got to find a way to make it true content. Like a good example is the Dynasty Toys thing where it was a dad and a daughter playing with the laser tag gun, and it was barely an ad, but
Yeah.
they could. It has to be set up in such a way where if they watch past 80%, that would be a good retargeting audience. You know,
Yeah.
That is a good video ad. Whether you're actually using that retargeting audience or not, a good video ad is if they watch past 80%, that's a qualified audience. You know,
Okay.
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. Ton of sense. I like that.
Yeah, it's just a good rule of thumb to follow. It's like these guys, you see how that works, right? Like not even if you're using the video as a direct call to action, that's a good rule of thumb. Is if they watch past 80%, they'd be a good audience.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that helps a ton.
Cool.
I'm gonna write that down.
And no worries.
Um, yeah, I like that. I think I tried to, I don't know, I tried to simplify it too much, maybe by just like story to ad, but it needs to be like education about something specific to an ad about something specific.
Mm-hmm.
And the story is fine for awareness, and like I think it would do really well just in general, but where we're trying to pull a specific.
It'd be good for top of mind awareness.
Mm-hmm.
Once they're already engaged with your funnel at a certain point, use it as a targeting bit. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But still, I mean, you know, you got to have a step by step. I mean, just going cold in general is hard unless you are like, unless it's like a really hot, ready to buy market. Like cold is always hard. So like a good example of hot could be like, like, like people, construction workers who specialize in helping like restore flooded homes. And there was just now recently a massive rain downpour, and your local market needs that. Like then you can go cold and go crazy with it. You know,
Okay.
you see what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Like there's demand, so you gotta spark demand, or at least artificially remove those who aren't demanding the service, and then just get to the and make sure that those who are recognizing the value of the offer are given a clear call to action.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Recognize. I like that. I think I'm like kind of, because with my family business, I've been doing it like, I don't know, I sucked at first. Like the first ad I ever ran was like $100 on video views. And then I was like, wait, like that didn't do anything. Like what? Like I had no clue what I was doing. And like I've iterated so much and like found it to where like I post an ad and we're getting like $1 messenger notifications every like 5 a day, and just spending $5 a day, and it's like the perfect amount coming in.
Mm.
I think something that like I could explain to them is like with more time, like we're gonna really pull a lot of stuff. I'm gonna learn more, like you're gonna learn more, and it's gonna.
Yeah, I think the way to position yourself is, I mean, just teach them what you know, and like imagine, forget the fear of them leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Explain to yourself why 4 to 5 months from now you'll be getting great results for them, and then just explain to them that,
Yeah.
like, look, this is a natural selection process. This is a slow, steady build, and we're going to be experimenting quite a bit. This is not a short term, you pay me and immediately. It's like you can compare yourself even to other services like Yelp or whatever. It's
Mm-hmm.
like Yelp, like it's not you give them $50 and then they give you 6 clients.
Yeah.
You pay the monthly recurring, and you know that it's sending you clients. You'd be an idiot to take away that expense, because then you'd lose a bunch of clients. And so
Mm-hmm.
for me, you can basically say right now, we're getting you results, but we can grow those over time. Now we can't guarantee anything, because I don't know. I'm not, I don't have omnipresence, like
Yeah.
amongst everybody on the planet, but I can decently predict where we're headed. And you also need to make it a conversation of trajectory instead of speed. So like
Yeah.
our trajectory is up. Like if you keep paying me the amount that you're paying me, it's going to be a better and better investment along the way. And so I
Yeah.
like making it a conversation more so of trajectory instead of speed. Because it's like, imagine you stay with me for 2 years, how much this investment will have meant to you.
Yeah.
That's what you need to be telling them, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's just logical, you know.
Yes.
There's no emotion involved in that statement at all. It's just pure, yeah, you'll go up, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Unless for some reason you stop working on their account or you like start making really stupid decisions.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
cool.
We skipped this.
Oh, IG outreach videos. Yeah, let me just literally show you the outreach I did for the guy. I'll just show you. I'll just show you the videos and play them to you. Whoops.
Okay.
Michael, what's going on? My name is Trey, and I just wanted to reach out real quick and say, hey, similar to you, I run a small niche personal brand, and I sell consulting services through coaching and courses and things like that. I wanted to walk you through something. So immediately building rapport. I'm in the same boat. For you, it could be, you know, I've worked with a ton of orthodontists, and it's one of like my passions. Is something, you know, just like you know, I've been doing this for X amount of time. You know, just introduce very briefly and only share the key points that actually matter, right? Mm-hmm. So I noticed that you have a mastermind event, and I can't help but think that that also means you sell like high ticket coaching or like some form of coaching or product or like a course or something like that, right? Around the same information. I want to show you a funnel that I built that allowed me to spend $400 and got back 20,000. So I just basically said spend $400 in Facebook ads and retargeting, get back 20 grand in sales. So basically all it is a quick landing page where people can schedule a call, but it's highly qualified people only. They're forced to watch like a 9-minute video before they can schedule a call, right? And the way that I do that is I have a secret code at the end of the video that they put in on the form. So I'm just educating.
Yeah.
And after they visit this page, they get hit with ads because I've got them on my Pixel, right? And these ads basically just have a call to action that send people back into here, right? Schedule a call. And this simple system has very simple system that I can do for everybody, you know.
Yeah.
Well over, like I'd say it's like 800x ROI for now. Well, one client does well over 7 figures in coaching sales without this, and now we're building it. And results for the clients, insane results for them, and all we have is just a change landing page. We don't even have the ads set up yet. So I'll go ahead and go to my computer real quick and actually show you this more in depth. So you want to be giving super valuable information, but in the most tacky way possible, because it's like
Yeah.
You know. I'm going to spend $24 on average to get somebody back to that page to schedule a call. And this is how many calls I've had scheduled in total, right, from the retargeting ads. And you can see the ads here. We've got quite a few testing. So I'm able to... And then I show them the page. And then here's the actual page itself. So you got your Cockrum coaching. We have the video I talked about earlier. We have only after the video is done, schedule your call. Then we have a quick testimonial. And this is it, man. Like, this is it. And when you click to schedule, it uses schedule once. And then call to action. So I'll just be straight up with you. I mean, I'm looking for people that I can implement this for and just take a revenue share plus a small monthly fee. And if you're doing any high-ticket coaching or selling a high-ticket course of any kind, this is amazing, and I want to help you. Super straight to the point.
Yeah.
Super straight. Sweet. And then there's 2 more. But at the same time, not everybody's qualified, and not everybody actually is a good fit for this. And I'm pretty selective with who I actually work with. So what I'd like to do is actually just have a meeting with you where I just show you what you could be doing, how you could do this for free, and value add meeting.
Mm-hmm.
By the end of it, we'll probably know better if you're actually a good fit for the service just based on our conversation throughout it. So let me know if that's something you're interested in or if it's something that you'd like to hear more about. We can get a meeting going soon. And that's it. It's a series of videos. And then I also sent him, just for social proof, a screenshot of that post I put into ClickFunnels saying the same thing. And I showed how many likes and comments it got, which was like, 300 likes and stuff. So then he just sort of knew that I'm like not just some random guy.
Yeah.
He said, Trey, great stuff. I'm intrigued. Glad to chat, like immediately glad to chat about it and see how we can build this out. I send like 5 to 10 of these a week whenever I find somebody I'm like, I really want to work with this guy, right?
Yeah.
I said, sweet, mind if I share a link with you for us to schedule a strategy session? This way, even if it turns out you're not a good fit, you'll still get some free training. I said, sure, that works. sent him the coamedia.com/coaching-case-study funnel. But instead of making him go through the full funnel, I just sent them the link to the scheduling page immediately. He scheduled a call, and now we're on for like 30 minutes from now.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
That's sweet. That's super legit.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I'm wondering. Yeah, I think it honestly could work because the thing with orthodontists is they've like almost none of them run their own social media or anything. Like it's the person over marketing, which is just like an assistant that doesn't actually know anything, just like post pictures.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if I sent something similar to that, it would work out.
I think so. I really think so. It's basically like an email loom audit, but like way more tacky.
And like cooler because you're like, oh, like it's a real person, and people are just skeptical. Like, and it's a good way to build authority up front instead of just asking.
Yeah. It's like, imagine if you send a video like this tacky, but it's like, hey, I spent $30,000 and we got back like 800,000 in revenue. It's like, who's this freaking kid? You know, it's like, that's what you want them doing. You want them being like, why on earth did we send this over Instagram?
Yeah. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, it's pretty great. And it's a fun strategy. I mean, it works. I get meetings 1 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I send quite a few. But the great thing is the other 9, like now I've got a good in.
Yeah.
Just like, again, it's like with the value add, you can't lose. Like that's again, we talked about the 3 activities you need to focus on. We talked about, you know, building a platform, building your value ladder. Or no, we talked about like in order to not plateau, where do we have that at? Yeah, you plateau by not sending outreach and not getting at least 1.5x ROI for clients. And so you just do 1 of those a day and you're still moving up, you know? So yeah.
That's great.
Cool, man.
Let's skip this one. This is just quick.
Yeah. Where else can you learn about ways to run ads? Yeah. I mean, you pretty much got everything you need at this point, to be honest with you. Like, I really do think so, because I think at this point it is just clicking buttons and like screwing stuff up every now and again for you. That's totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. And then we're talking about systemizing your life. So kind of a neat topic.
Yeah. So I've been feeling like,
and we can go about 5 minutes over here, by the way. 4:20 is fine instead of 4:15.
Cool. Thanks, man. So I've just been feeling like I wake up, like first priority is always outreach, but now it's going to be a little bit different after this meeting that we've had. Like, should be like building platform and all that. But I'm also feeling like I need, I don't know, a quick example that will help this conversation go faster than me, like trying to figure out how to say this is, like anything you do to keep your thought. I feel like I have so many random thoughts, and like some of them are about business and some of them are about life and some of them are about like the gospel. And I just like they're all in random spots, and then I never review them, and I never like, I don't know, like, do you have a system for like keeping your thoughts in order and like things that you want to write down and then reviewing them and like putting them in certain places?
Do you keep a journal?
Yeah, but that's like even more separate. Like I just journal. I feel like I journal about
what's the problem? You have too many thoughts?
I'm just like, I don't have the thoughts in places where I can find them easily and like in an organized manner.
Give me an example of you having to find a thought that you couldn't find. What do you mean?
Like I wrote something down like 3 months ago, and I can't remember if it's in my notes or in my Google Drive or if I even wrote it down at all.
I use Evernote for like freaking everything. Okay. So, and I have different notebooks and then notes within those notebooks. So I have a notebook for agency stuff. I have a notebook for like personal brand. I have a notebook for like, even like the men's group I run on Thursdays. I got a notebook for that. Like all projects that bring value into my life, notebook form, you know? And then I have notes within those notebooks. And then like, you know, I don't intentionally like, all right, I'm going to sit down and have a note session right now. It's like whenever something comes up, I have a place where it can go. Yeah. And to be honest with you, it's not even so much so I can review it. Like I'll review it every now and again, but it's more honestly just so I can know that has been documented, because I like the idea.
Yeah.
It just removes weight off of my brain.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think when it comes to systemizing your life though. It's more so a conversation of like, it's funny that we arrived at the conversation of, sorting your thoughts, but that's like notes,
Mhm.
but systemizing your life in general, it's just knowing what you want, I think is a big thing and really defining it.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, like another student is like, they like compare themselves to other people and they feel like they're behind and all this stuff. And basically just told the person like, look, like, you keep comparing yourself to other people, but you don't even know what you want. So it's like, it's a bit hypocritical. Like if you define what you want and then like you have everything possible and or like you literally have a button in front of you that says get what you want and you click it, like, and you for some reason are an idiot and you don't click it, then you can feel bad. Okay.
Mhm.
But until then, until you remove all other variables, then there's no reason for you to feel bad or feel like your life isn't like perfect yet, So when it comes to systemizing my life, I'll tell you like my day to day, like, recently I've been going to bed like 10:30, 11, I'm getting up at like 7 or 8, I have like a bit of a window. But the first thing I've been doing is the gym, like every day, like nonstop. That's like the first thing to do. Uh,
Yeah.
if it's sunny out, I'll run sometimes even. I just gotta get my body moving, you know. Uh,
Mhm.
and I'll listen to music, listen to an audiobook, and I'll get back home. I've been fasting recently, so I don't eat till about noon or 1, and I'll just go
Mhm.
straight to work. I'll get home, take a shower, and just get straight to work. And I have my plan tomorrow today sessions the night before, so I get here and I know what I'm doing. I sit down and I just take tasks one at a time. And every now and again, I'll take a moment and really step back and make sure that this task is actually relevant to the trajectory that I'm trying to head on. And if it's not, I cut it. If it is, I continue, because it's not so much about just doing tasks. It's more so about making sure that all inputs align towards a trajectory, right? And so if that means doing one thing in a day, if it means doing 9, you know, right now I'm sort of around like the 6 or 7 like to-dos, and that includes calls, you know. Um, so yeah. And then afterwards, I've been going to bed. I've been stopping my work a little late recently, and I'm just kind of like a little overwhelmed by that. Typically, I'm used to like literally 3 to 4 hour work days because it's just like I come in, I do what I do, and I just leave, and it's like I've built a business that I can just kind of do that with. But
Yeah.
recently, again, it's almost like how like somebody who's trying to like gain muscle mass has to like just gain weight and then cut and then gain weight and then cut, the
Uh-huh.
same process with the business where like right now I'm in that weight gain phase where things are messy and things are kind of crazy, and
Uh-huh.
later I can put processes in and lean things up a little bit and cut the fat, you know what I'm saying, and then I can get back to those 3 hour work days,
Mhm.
or like the 4 hour work week or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't even see the value of that, to be honest with you. But yeah,
um, yeah. And you have like a system for putting systems in place. I think that's really what I'm looking for. Like because right now my plan is just take the first couple hours of the day and like sit and think about what needs to be systemized, like what's working, what's not, and just like sort it out and create plans.
in general, spending time defining your problems is good for you right now. So like, and for me, like it's good for everybody. Just like
Yeah.
as much time as you spend working, spend double that thinking, and really defining your problems.
Yeah.
Uh, and it doesn't even have to be intentionally like sitting down with a notebook, actually just being like this. It could literally just be like just make it, accept it subconsciously. As I mean, you read Psycho-Cybernetics, right? Did you read that book?
I
Yeah.
haven't finished it now.
Okay. Well, it's a great. I mean, it's a great book, and it basically talks about assigning priorities to your subconscious.
Mm.
You literally can just be like, all right, I want this done. I trust it'll get done, and it'll get done. And you can do that with problem solving, for example. Like I can look at my business. Like a good example is, I spent a whole day stressing out because I had to like move 50 hours worth of coaching calls into the course. And then in 30 seconds, the problem was solved because I had the genius realization that I could just hire a VA to do it. And not
Yeah.
only does the VA do it, but on a weekly basis, they come in and update it with the new best calls. And I just tell them which ones I want in there.
Yeah.
It's just like, duh. That's like such an obvious thing looking back. But, stuff like that just comes in those moments of accepting that not everything has to be a manual physical input. Most things are actually better off if they're systemized. So I don't know, spend more time thinking. I think that's the best way I can give you advice here, man.
Yeah.
Thinking.
Cool, bro.